May God grant me the thoughts to speak his words. Please allow me to adopt the protocol that has been so ably established earlier. Fellow members of the Returning National Society, Nevis, fellow Nevisians, friends of the Society, family members, guests, well-wishers, a warm, heartfelt Nevisian good evening to you all. Please allow me to add my personal thanks and gratitude to those who have been saluted here this evening. They're the founding fathers of the Returning National Society, Nevis, and so please join me in giving them a very warm round of applause. I am now, probably for the first time in my life, the person I have always wanted to be. Not physically, not the body part. I sometimes despair over my body a little bit, the wrinkles, the baggy eyes, the sagging butt, and I am often taken aback by the old person that looks back at me in the mirror, but I don't agonize over those things for long. We have all faced tremendous challenges, made incredible journeys to become returning nationals. Like you, I would never trade my amazing friends, my wonderful life, my loving family for less grey hair or a flatter belly. I believe, like you, I am entitled to overeat, to be messy, even to be extravagant. We have seen too many dear friends leave this world too soon. They understood the great freedom that comes with age. So let us give ourselves a round of applause for being mature. There are many in the audience tonight who I am certain would agree with me when I say that being in leadership position is not an easy one. You know, I can remember being in England and hearing about the stance taken by our guest speaker, the Honourable Sam Condor, this evening in relation to a particular citizen. And I have always admired Sam Condor, but my admiration for him excelled for that because, to me, he was saying that no other nation had any rights over one of our citizens. And that is tremendous. I hope you would also agree with me that not all who aspire to leadership is suited to leadership. Some have leadership thrust upon them and have no choice but to get on with the job at hand. Determining what that job is often where leadership begins. I was, and still am, humbled by the trust placed in me by those who voted for me to become president of the Returning National Society, Nevis. I am honoured to be of service to my friends, citizens and countrymen and women. All leaders must take account of the prevailing conditions of the times. They must examine closely all the factors that impact on those who have entrusted them with the task of leadership. Those factors include political, environmental, social, and technological considerations. The theme for this year's annual dinner is "Let's do something extraordinary," and is a theme that speaks to all the factors that impact on our society. Now, for me, the word "let's" is an abbreviation for "let us." So, the question is, who is the us that should do something extraordinary? I would like to suggest that the us refers to society. Us refers to all of society. However, Nevisian society cannot only refer to those who live on island. It should not and must not exclude those who left these shores in the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s and so on, to find a better life for themselves and a better life for their families, and by extension their friends and the wider community that they left behind. Before Nevis had 4 seasons, it had mummy and daddy, uncle so-and-so and auntie so-and-so, who regularly sent funds and parcels back here. Do you remember those parcels? Because I do. I do. I remember those parcels. I remember the sweeties. Nevisian society, and when I say Nevisian society, please excuse me, but Nevis is where I am, and this is the returning National Society Nevis, but I mean by extension St. Kitts, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, must refer to all Nevisians wherever they live, work or study. It includes our children and our children's children. No one can take away their human rights or their constitutional rights to return here free from harassment, discrimination and victimization. They should be encouraged to support the land of their grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers and fathers, and return if they wish to do so. Now, what kind of victimization and discrimination do I refer to? We all have stories to tell about our treatment in England, or the United States, or Canada, or wherever it happens to be. We don't really have to speak of those challenges that we face in schools, or in the workplace, or the challenges to be treated fairly when it came to marks on our exam papers, or when it came to promotion in the workplace. We don't have to speak of the challenges faced when dating someone of a different nationality. No, we don't need to speak of those challenges. The fact is, we went to the UK, or wherever it is we went to, and other places in the world, we stood proud in our struggles, we overcame adversities, we held on to the norms, values, customs and traditions of our people, and we lived to return to the land of our birth. We need to be proud of that, and I'd like you to give yourself a round of applause for that. Now, we don't need to speak of those times, but we do need to speak of these times. We need to speak about how we are treated here at home. I am referring to the fact that the cost of building a home for a returnee is 40 to 60% higher than normal. I am referring to the fact that it takes considerably longer to build that house, if that house is ever completed satisfactorily at all. I am referring to the fact that even within religious institutions, returnees are discriminated against. I am referring to the fact that children of referees suffer abuse in schools. I am referring to the fact that in the media, within the public domain, negative comments are used when referring to returnees. They get up and left, and no things good, they run back. I understand, because I wasn't there, that at a recent economic consultation, when the question was posed well, how about doing a little more with nationals living abroad to help them to persuade them to come back home? The response was, well, that's a good idea, but we don't want them to be a burden on society. Turning brother against brother, sister against sister, nationals on island against nationals off island, being targeted by local criminals, afraid to go out because we have been robbed so many times. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, and it is damaging to the political, environmental, social, and technological development of our society.